Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another batch of new comic book reviews. Obviously, Riri Williams 2020 #1 is going to be talked about, and holy crap, this book needs to be talked about. I've got some things to say. We're going to hit an independent comic book called Lucifer's Night, and we're going to talk about Nightwing's entry into the road to the Joker War. So just kick back, relax, and let's get this party started. Alrighty, Ironheart 2020 #1, talk about the cover, blah, blah, blah. It's a hero shot with a ghost on it, and that's really the focus I want to talk about. Marvel, absolutely, I am convinced Marvel hates the character of Riri Williams, and I understand the way that she's usually written, so do we. How could I say? First of all, Brian Michael Bendis destroyed the character. Yes, he created her, but you know what? He created her to torture her. I do believe there is no such thing as a bad character. There's just bad writers. You could take a bad character, figure out something to do with it. Here we have Riri Williams walking around, and she's talking to an AI of her dead friend. There are psychological stories to tell here of a girl who cannot let go and cannot deal with the loss of her friend. There is some serious things to be said about this. This is a young girl who cannot deal with depression. I mean, there's something deep here, but instead, oh my gosh, AI is just like black people in real life. That's what they're going with. They're going with, oh, people don't like AI. Well, they don't know you like I do. Are you freaking kidding me? That's not your friend. I'm sorry, it just isn't. You could say, well, it's the personality put into blah. No, it's not. It isn't. Okay, even if you were able to put some of it in, it doesn't have the same experience. It doesn't have the same life, anything. And yet they're talking to it as if it is. I mean, the book's bad. I mean, the art is okay, I guess. But what is her name? Alita Vitala or whatever her name is, just wrote a horrible comic that skips over all of the important things that needs to be said about this character right now. To talk about a message, racism equals bad. Yes, we know that, and Chris Claremont handled that absolutely perfectly in the X-Men in the 1980s. But right here, you have an individual character who could be brilliant if anybody's willing to take a shot at it. And I understand, I'm more talking about what this book isn't than what this book is. But what this book is really just a whole bunch of millennial characters trying to be hipsters. There's no real depth to the characters. There's no real story here. It's just a lot of sound and fury, and it signifies absolutely nothing. Justice League Odyssey #20. So I stopped reading Justice League Odyssey. I don't know why, because I did enjoy the story. I read it to about issue #7. You know what? It was just I had too many things on my pull list. I think that was it, and this is one of the ones that got cut. And so I'm coming back. I did read the last issue with Starfire, and now here we are, and it's Azrael who gets to be the pawn of Darkseid, as Jessica Cruz is trying to beat him without killing him. Unfortunately, Blackfire has different ideas. And I got to tell you, I'm very disappointed in myself that I didn't stick with this story, because I'm really wanting to read how they got to this point. I think I may have picked up an issue here or there, but nothing to lead to this. This is good. This is a deep story here. I'm liking this as we're just fine. Well, one thing I don't care for is, wait, Jessica Cruz absorbed Darkseid's power because and how? I maybe it's the ring that did it. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Could the ring absorb and then use to make the same energies, any energy? And if so, why do they have to get back to the battery? It did raise a lot of questions as well. That was one part I just didn't understand. Once again, maybe I should go back and read and figure out how we got here. That being said, this book makes me feel as if that wouldn't be too much of a bad thing. I mean, I like the characters here, even, yes, Jessica Cruz, even though I just put down something that happened with her. I do appreciate the art. The covers are awesome, too. But overall, it's a fun, it's entertaining book, and it's got some tension to it. And to make a 40-year veteran of comic books sit up and go, okay, well, what's happening next? That's an accomplishment. because we've seen it all. We've been there. Some of the stories that we see going on today, well, and I'm not just talking about like Civil War 4, you know, I'm talking about we've seen it all at this point. So whenever they could come up with a story like this, yeah, got to stick to it and say, you know what, this is a good one. I'm sticking with this one. So long as they're going to be this good, I've got to pick this book up. Lucifer's Night. Alrighty, man, now we're talking. All right, so here we have a story that I am absolutely 100% certain that the creators here, what is his name, John Perry and Emmy, I can't read it. Anyway, point being is, I bet you they would tell you, oh my gosh, this book is about a guy who he's just living his life. He's a teenager, he's a high school student, he finds out everybody around him are demons, and he wants to go and his life is turned upside down, and what does he do? I'm telling you here that this first issue, and this would be the TV guide right up, kid goes to school and gets bored. That's it. That's all. He wakes up, he had a nightmare, he wakes up, and he goes meets his friends, they go to school, and we're just seeing how he's bored. Not just with school, but he seems bored with his entire life, with his entire relationships, everything. Nothing is resonating with this kid, and through that, nothing resonates with the audience, or at least with me. I got to tell you, I read this, and I was bored too. I'm like, all right, we are getting to the point when... anytime now, gang. Come on. Let's go. Alrighty. There's a story here. Tell it. Come on. You could do it. We know. I mean, you put color to it, so you put some effort into the art and all. I mean, it doesn't really show. It's not amazing, but... and then I got to tell you, last page. We're demons! All right, thank you. This is a 5-page story spread out into 22, and in all honesty, oh my gosh, it really does feel like it wastes your time. It wastes your time more than this review of the book wasted your time. Just be happy I read it and you don't have to. Well, you never had to, but point being is, if I stopped you, okay, that's cool. I can live with that. Next up, we have Nightwing number 70. I thankfully found this. It's the second printing. Well... This is basically, I picked it up, okay, because it's the Road to the Joker War. I want to check that out. And I come to find out, because I stopped reading this a while, I just got tired of it. I'm sorry. I'm not Dick Grayson. I don't know who I am, but I know I'm not Dick. Oh my gosh, just shut up. Just stop. I hated the whole Rick Grayson thing. So here he's got both memories. Don't understand why. I've got both sets of memories. No, you don't. No, because you experienced the first part of your life as Dick Grayson, and then you got shot in the head, couldn't remember who you were, and then you lived that part of your life as Rick Grayson, only to find out that, no, your name's Dick. It's all one timeline of memory. It's not like you're a time traveler that went back and lived 2 different lives, and now you've got the freaking memories from both of them. That's... Okay, well, I've got what you do have is a conflict of what you want to do. I mean, that's how I would write it anyway. Not, I've got a conflict of memories. Alrighty, well, anyway, the Joker comes into Bloodhaven. He finds out that some people are dressing up like Nightwing. He instantly recognizes that they're not. So he takes one of them down and steals the costume off of him. I thought that, okay, that's pretty interesting, and that's why we've got the cover, I guess, that we do. Dick Grayson isn't as insufferable in this issue as he usually is, and in all honesty, this is a great setup for the upcoming crossover, the Joker Wars and everything. One thing I do have to say is I didn't mind the cops dressing up like Nightwings. I thought it was an interesting take on things. But, yeah, I'm glad to see it seems like they're trying to straighten up this book, because good Lord in heaven, it's been a train wreck. Dan Jurgens, man, fingers crossed you could fix things. So there you go. Those are my quick reviews of the books. I don't want to spoil too many things. That's why I keep the reviews so short. And here I have them lined up in the order from best to worst. I've got to say, got to start off with Nightwing. Like I said, I enjoy the fact that they're fixing things up. Justice League makes me want to go back and check out the back issues that I missed. And then we get to Ironheart, which, my gosh, she's not a bad character. You can write this character well, but they refuse to. It really does seem like Marvel hates this character. And Lucifer's Night, I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could tell you good things about it, but I can't. So this takes last place for the week, or for the video. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below, and click on one of the videos that are popping up here. You may enjoy that as well. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe, though. If you haven't done it already, ring that notification bell and go on over to Patreon or Ko-Fi, or even members only on I Love Comics. Drop $1 in the till and help us keep making videos for you. This is the way we're trying to make a living here. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.